Hey Clashers, balance changes are coming to the game and we're going to talk about all of them in today's video and discuss how much impact they're going to actually have. But starting things off, well, there are offers in the shop, and if you think about buying any of those and if you like information video like these, make sure to use a creator code. And if you would like to support me, support this channel, make sure to use code iTzu. I really truly appreciate that. But now let's dive into the first balance change and how much actually is going to change. Super Dragons are everywhere. Everyone loves Super Dragons. They're really powerful, they're fun to use, and they're really cool looking. So, well, they're getting a nerf because apparently they're too strong. Because if you take a look in your defensive log, in Legends for example, everyone is using Super Dragons. It's pretty crazy. Like, you have 5 to 6 defenses every single day with Super Dragons. So everyone loves them, everyone is using them. But how is Supercell going to change them? Well, they're going to reduce the HP of the Super Dragons, starting at level 7 and then going up to level 9. On level 7, they're going to have 100 HP less. On level 8, they're going to have 200 HP less. On level 9, they're going to have 300 less HP. But how much impact is this going to have? Because considering that we have around about 5 to 6 or 7 Super Dragons in our army composition, and every single Super Dragon still having 6,700 HP, before it was 7,000. So how much impact is this going to have? Considering that we're using, as in this example attack, which is by the way before the balance changes coming tomorrow at Thursday. So how much impact is this going to have? Because we have, like I said, 5 Super Dragons, and they're going to have overall 5 multiplied with 300 HP, 1,500 HP less overall as a group. So how much impact is that actually going to have, considering that only one of them is having still 6,700 HP? And I feel like it's not going to have the biggest impact, because yes, of course, the closer attacks are going to be failing maybe now. But still, most of those attacks, at least I feel like on my defenses, are crazy overkills. So let's see how much impact this actually is going to have, because I feel like it is not going to have the biggest impact. But still, nice to see that Supercell is reacting, that they're kind of a little bit too strong everywhere. As I have said in the, like, for a normal clasher, right now the game is pretty easy with having the Super Dragons. This now is getting a little bit harder again with the reduction of the HP. At the same time for the pros as well. Maybe not every single attack is Super Dragons now again. So that would be kind of cool as well. In general, I think a good change. And, well, that's the first nerf, because we have 2 troops getting nerfed. And I think we should just jump into the next troop and see how that's going to be nerfed, how that's going to affect the meta. Because this next troop is actually the strategy which was the most used strategy during the Clash Worlds Championship. So let's take a look at that. And who would have guessed it, we're talking about the Dragonriders. Dragonriders, by the way, that was the hit rate right there. That's kind of crazy, right? Like, having this being the most used strategy, at the same time the by far highest hit rate. So yeah, pros really were incredible with this strategy. But what is the reasoning behind that? Why were the Dragonriders so successful? And is the nerf, which is going to come to them, actually going to change? But let's talk about the nerf first. They're going to have less HP as well. I mean, yeah, it's not that creative, but at the same time, it's a solid method to obviously nerf troops, especially troops when they're going in by their own, as Dragonrider, for example, or the Super Dragons. So, Dragonriders are going to have less HP on level 2 and 3. This is going to be the level which are going to be affected. On level 2, they're going to have 100 HP less. On level 3, they're going to have 200 HP less. So, not too big of a change. Because I feel like the biggest problem is that Dragonriders, I don't really know if they are the problem. Because yes, Dragonriders are powerful, and yes, Dragonriders are pretty solid. But the main reason for that is that they do not need any spells. And at the same time, you can put everything into your Queen Charge, and the Queen Charge is being the carry. So let's take a look at an example of this attack. As I said, those attacks were recorded before the update, so this is the old balance changes, the old power of the Dragonriders, and before the Super Dragons. So how much impact is the change actually going to have? Because let's take a look at this attack. He has taken down the Eagle, where he had to use the Royal Champion for, and the queen has taken down the town hall. That's so far pretty decent queen charge, but most of the time you're able to keep your queen alive, which he is not because the queen is just about to die. But now the Dragonriders are coming in. Warden ability early, then obviously having a blimp just to deal even more damage, take down the core Motar Inferno Tower and tank a couple of more shots. And now let's take a look at that. Is 200 HP going to change anything about that? Because if you're now afraid of Dragonriders or being like getting killed by the balance changer whatsoever, no. As long as you can still get a successful queen charge in and make sure that the pathing everything works, the troop is still going to be incredible, especially in the hands of pros, where you can already guarantee pretty much that the queen charge is going to work, except if it's baited. So as long as things are looking half decent, I would say, Dragonrider should be still really, really powerful. We can see we have one Dragonrider left alive, another Dragonrider, and this Dragonrider as well. All of them having still really, really good HP bars. So this means this attack wouldn't be even close, even after the balance changes. And that's kind of as well the main goal, I guess, with those balance changes, to not kill the entire strategy, but at the same time make those attacks which were super close not work anymore. So I'm really looking forward to see those changes in place. But now we have talked about two troops getting worse after the balance change, after the maintenance break. Now let's talk about some buffs. And obviously I want to have your feedback in the comments. Let me know what you think about those changes. Are they good? Are they bad? How they're going to impact you? Do you think that maybe if you're a regular clasher, like logging into the game once or twice a day, and if you think you're going to get affected by this a lot because your Super Dragons are going to get nerfed, let me know what you think about that. Really, really appreciate that feedback. But now, let's go into something different. We have to go into the workshop. The workshop is the next thing, because we have a lot of siege machines in the game, but not all of them are getting used. The blimp, most likely the most used. The stemmer, really, really nice as well with like Lalo and air in general. So we have the siege barracks, most likely not used as much as some of the others, but still a really, really solid solution for a lot of different cases. And then we have the lock launcher, which is incredibly powerful, especially with all of those smash attacks. And we have the new siege machine, the flame flinger, which is really powerful for those surgical attacks where you really like step by step take down the base. But you might have noticed we have talked now about 4 siege machines out of the 5, and there's one siege machine which is kind of getting left out a little bit. So Supercell is going to buff the Wall Wrecker. The Wall Wrecker is going to get an HP buff. So I feel like this maintenance, this balance change update, whatever, is all about those HP buffs or nerfs, because the Wall Wrecker is actually getting a buff on level 1 to level 4. On level 1, it's going to be 200 HP more, so already quite a bit. On level 2, it's going to be 300 HP more, 400 HP on level 3, and 500 HP on level 4. So this 6,500 would be after the maintenance break, 7,000 HP. So quite tanky, right? So do you think Warwick is now getting used more? I'm not really sure, because I feel like the lock launcher in so many cases is just better. But let me know. Would you now use and consider the War Wrecker again in your army? Or would you just say, nah, still not worth it? Let me know what you think about that. But we have one more kind of, not really troop, because it's actually a defense, which is going to get a buff, and that's the Motar. The Motar is going to get an HP buff as well. I know, it's crazy, it's crazy. No, but the Motar is going to get an HP buff on level 8 to level 14. On level 14, for example, would be, instead of those 1,250 HP, it's now going to be 1,600 HP, which is going to make funneling way harder. On level 8, it's going to be a 50 HP buff, then a 100 HP buff on level 9, and on level 10, 150, and then keep going up, obviously. On 14, then at the end, we're going to see the HP buff right in front of us, with the 1,250 being the old one, and then the new one going to be 1,600. So, Motar buff as well. Kind of good against Flame Flinger, I guess, because it's harder to snipe, but at the same time funneling is getting harder. Maybe a couple of troops or more troop capacity is needed to get funnel right, but otherwise, those are the changes. Wall Wrecker, HP buff, Motar, HP buff, Dragon, or Super Dragon more, is going to be HP nerf, and then the Dragonriders are going to be an HP nerf as well. Let me know what you think about those balance changes. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, if you like those news content, And if you always want to be up to date about the meta and everything, make sure to follow this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow for the next one. Until then, see ya and bye bye.